welcome back. Still channels being interesting, but a very heated debate between our online contributors. We're now joined by Karo Orovboni. Karo, thanks for joining the program this afternoon.
Thank you.
Why do you think we're getting it wrong? Is it the system? Is it the people that are manning these systems? Where exactly do you think we are, and why do you think we're getting this the way we're getting it?
I don't think there is anything wrong with the system of government that we operate in Nigeria. We've seen this same system of government operate in other countries, for example, the US, and it works perfectly. We've seen other systems work in other countries. It is the people that are manning the systems. Remember, this system, they are just tools. They are not the end. So if you put in wrong people operating good tools, they will misuse it and they will use it wrongly. So nothing's wrong with the system we operate. It's the people manning systems that have issues, not the system itself.
I mean, but looking at the whole thing, I mean, from the people we had on the hangar, they brought about so many issues. They talked about, the value systems. How do we improve that? They also talked about elections,
Yeah.
How do we make that? Because, of course, during elections, these people come, the politicians come, they give this, they give that, and we vote for them. How do we change that mentality?
It's quite simple. When the elections come, or when political officers get into office, I don't want to use the word vote because some are voted, some are just put in. They know that when election comes, they know how to rig their way through. So they don't really have to do much because the citizens don't really matter when elections come. They know how to falsify the figures and make whoever political officer or not. So they know nothing's going to happen. So until we begin to have an election system that is rig-proof, that is totally, that will put in the right people in places, we'll continue to have this system of what's going on in Nigeria at the moment, and just going to continue. So what we need to do is to make sure that we have a very good electoral system, because without that, I don't think we're going to have any change, because at the moment in Nigeria, we have men and women across all facets of government that are holding positions that are far greater than their mental comprehension. So until we can change that, nothing's wrong with the system. If we change the system, we're just going to have the wrong people in another system, and the whole thing's just going to continue. Remember, up until 15 years ago, we had the military government, and sincerely, if you take away the military oppression, the dictatorship, and compare what we had then and now, there really isn't any difference in terms of development, infrastructure. There really isn't any difference. For example, in Lagos, the Third Mainland Bridge was during a military government, and I went to my secondary school a few days ago, and I still saw some of the development from the military, the PTF military days. So really, what we're talking about, there's nothing wrong with this system of government. Obviously, we're very grateful to have the democracy, freedom of speech, even though sometimes it's not free. Again, during the military days, I grew up during the IBB Abacha days, and what we saw then was protest upon protest and riots, and that's the same thing we see today. So again, there's nothing wrong with this democracy system we have, or this form of democracy we have, but it's just the right people in the right places.
Talking about the systems where you just made mention of being practiced in other countries, other climes, it took them a lot of time.
Yes.
For instance, the United States, they got their independence, I think, in 1771, and of course, it took them a long time to be where they are today. Do you think we're actually going through that process?
I don't think it's... Yes, it took them a long time, and any form of development, good development, will take it a while to have. But then they say the journey of 1,000 miles begin with one step. The question is, are we taking that right step? I don't think so. Are we in the right direction? I don't really think so, because if we know it's going to take extra time to get to this point, but then are we seeing signs that we're moving closer to where we ought to be, or we should be? I don't think that's happening in Nigeria of today. Mind you, Nigeria has everything in terms of, we're blessed, if we put it that way, with all the resources and everything. And in terms of the human capital, we have everything, really. All we need to do is to put everything together and start using them. But then that's not happening.
What's the way forward?
I think, again, like I said earlier, the way forward is to get our elections right. We need to put people with who are competent and people that have integrity in places that are really important to us, that will make the right decisions in moving this country forward. Without that, I think this is just going to continue. And my hope is that I want to see a Nigeria where mediocrity, nepotism, and are no longer accepted, and corruption is no longer accepted or embraced with with open arms. I think that's where we need to be, and that's, putting the right people in the right places. I think that's the way forward for us in Nigeria.
Karo, thanks for coming on the program.
Thank you very much.
And sharing your thoughts with us today.
Thank you.
The elections are near. It seems to be a one-sided debate. It is the people and not the system. Make your decisions right when the time comes. For now, we'll take a quick break, and when we return, we'll look at your comments. Of course, we see them coming through our social media platforms, and then review the 5 most viewed videos on our YouTube channel for the past week. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
Every day you invite us to your home. Now we invite you to our homepage. Join Channels TV on social media. Hang out with us on Google Plus/Channels Television. Follow us on Twitter.com/Channels TV_NG. Friend us on Facebook.com/Channels Forum. And don't forget to like our page. That's not all. Subscribe to our YouTube channels, youtube.com/Channels Web, to get post and video updates on news and events in Nigeria and around the world. ChannelsTV.com, the news at your fingertips.
To watch both conversations, visit our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/Channels Web, or our website, it's channelstv.com. We will now take a look at some of the comments streaming on our social media platforms.
Don't worry.
Comedian Bobby has hypnotized Nigerians with his rib-cracking jokes during an awards ceremony, as the video, once again, is the 5th most viewed video in the past week.
Sometimes I dey wish make God just scatter everything. Take everybody destiny from them. Come scatter them for ground, say make we start again. Then go take go dey find in destiny. No say I don't match them. I don't match them for ground like this.
The discovery of a baby-making factory in Imo also continues to attract viewers, as the video is the 4th most viewed.
I didn't know that the baby would be sold out. So on 24th of November 2013, I gave birth to a bouncing baby girl that was promised to be given 100,000 naira.
The protest that trailed the emergence of former CBN Governor Sanusi Lamido Sanusi as the new Emir of Kano comes in as the 3rd most viewed video. In 2nd place, the burial of the former Emir of Kano, Ado Bayero, at the Gida Nasarawa graveyard the same day he died is the 2nd most viewed video.
A cabaret show.
And at number 1, highfalutin sesquipedalianist Patrick Obahiagbon's description of the crisis in the Edo State House of Assembly is the most viewed video in the past week.
To be deprecated by all compos mentis homo sapiens.
There you go, some of the comments you sent and the most viewed videos on our YouTube channel in the past week. A tool, they say, is only as effective as the one handling it. And so it goes, that no matter what system of government Nigeria uses, only visionary leaders can show the citizenry the way to go. It is also worthy to note that discussions about the subject matter have also been held at the ongoing national conference, and it is only a matter of time before we find out what the recommendations are. That's it on today's edition of Channels Beam, but do remember that the discussion continues online. Just follow the social media addresses showing on your screen and make your voice heard. From me, Victor, Mathias, and the rest of the Channels web team, it's goodbye.